So we are doing problems of different topics of physics which are using concept of vectors, so that we are really able to apply the vectors subtraction, addition, and in the next topics multiplication and division. So today's problems, 3 problems are involving 3 or more than 3 vectors. Till now we were doing only 2 vector problems, 2 forces acting on the object, but now today we are doing the problems in which we are involving more than 2 forces. And the first question is, first you get the question. 2 simple pendulums are freely suspended with a rigid support, and when these pendulums are suspended freely, let me first see which forces are acting at what places in this system. This is part of Newton's laws of motion actually, and in that topic I will not explain it again, so understand this concept here only. This is very important concept of mechanics. You cannot move ahead without getting this concept. So let me take a ball similar to the situation shown in the diagram. Here is the ball and gravity is pulling it down. So let me mark the force of gravity and experience that if a force is pulling this green ball down, then actually what is happening. And the point where this string is suspended, I am holding that point, and I wish that you also actually perform this experiment with yourself and understand that forces are acting in a specific manner, and that is easy to understand if you are doing it by yourself. Now this force, gravitational force, is pulling this ball down, and if I pull this ball down, then see what is happening. This string is getting tight. Just look at it once again. String is not tight, but if I pull this thread, because if I pull this ball down, the string gets tight, and feel that pull is actually experienced at this point. My fingers are experiencing this pull. The fingers which are at the point of suspension, they are experiencing this pull. So when this ball is experiencing gravitational force and this ball tries to move down, this string gets stretched. This string does not let the ball to move down, and that pull of the gravity is experienced at the point of suspension. And as I said, feel it yourself. Feel this force at your fingers, which is in place of point of suspension. So let me first mark this force. This gravitational force initiated a chain of action and reaction. Ball starts or tries to move down, so a force is experienced here at the point of suspension. Now that force, since that force is transferred to that point due to tension of the string, so we called this force as contact force, tension, and this force was pull of ball on the string. So ball is pulling the string down, and the reaction will be, if ball is pulling the string down, the string will pull the ball up. The two parties, ball and string, ball pulls the string down, then reaction will be of the string and on the ball. So here if you hold this ball and try to feel what ball is feeling on your fingers. Hold this ball and you are behaving as if ball is trying to move down, so you are also trying to move your fingers down. In that course of action, you are exerting force on the point of suspension, and when you are pulling the point of suspension down, the point of suspension will pull your fingers up. Your fingers means the ball. So this action is now getting a reaction. Ball is pulling the string down, the string is pulling the ball up. So this force which is acted by the string on the ball is in upward direction along the string and will act on the ball. Ball is pulling the string down, so string will pull the ball up. So action of this is action, and reaction of this force is string will react on the ball and pull the ball up. This is the force by the string and this is reaction. And since this reaction and action both are due to tension of the string, so this is also the force of tension, and action and reaction are equal, so we will use the same symbol T, or you can take T dash as the symbol of tension here, and this is the gravitational force acting on the ball in downward direction. So this is what is happening in this mechanical system. Simple case. The two forces are acting on the ball. The gravitational force vertically downward and pull of a string vertically up. Ball is experiencing these two forces only. But this force is experienced by the point of suspension, and since these two forces are through the string, the tightness of the string, so these two forces are called tension, and they are action and reaction, so they are equal also in magnitude. Now what happens? The problem is actually that the two simple pendulums are suspended with the rigid support, and then they are given some charge. They are given some charge, say Q. Now what will happen? Actually this is problem of class 12th, but you know that the two same charges repel each other. So when the two balls are given same charge, then they will repel each other. One point you already know that similar charges repel each other, but the second point is that this force, which is called Coulomb's force or electrostatic force or electrostatic repulsive force here, this acts in a very specific way, and it acts if two charges Q1 and Q2 are r distance apart, then this positive charge will repel this positive charge in a specific manner. Join the two charges, then the force will be along this line only. If it is repulsive, then the force of repulsion, but along the line joining the two charges. If it is attractive, then towards Q1, but along the line joining the two charges, in no other direction. This is something very unique for with the gravitational force also and with the electrostatic force also, and this is not the case of magnetic force, that acts entirely in a different way. So now these two bobs cannot stay together, So they start moving away, and as they start moving away, this string's orientation is no more vertical. In this situation, when the string is vertical, just look at the ball only. One force vertically downward, one force vertically upward. Ball is at rest. That means the forces acting on the ball are balancing each other and no force is stronger than other. So tension is equal to weight and the ball is at rest in equilibrium. This is the situation here. Now when these balls will start moving away, the orientation of the string will start changing. The orientation of the string will start changing. And when this orientation will change, the tension force will no longer will remain T dash. It will change in magnitude also, because then it will not be equal and opposite to mg. So it will change its magnitude also and it will change its direction also. So let me see the second case when the two balls starts running away from each other. Now in the new situation, when the two balls are moving away, the situation is that gravitational force is still vertically downward. It will not change its magnitude and direction. Just keep learning the special properties of different forces in the physical world around you. So this force will not change. The repulsive force, as I told you, it is always along the line joining the two charges. So this ball, if you call it A, then A ball will push the ball B in this direction. And we will write it as Fe, that is repulsive force or electrostatic force. So this is the second force acting on the ball. And the third force is the tension force, which is no longer vertical now. This is tension force. Now since magnitude of this force is also changed, and you can easily understand this, yes, magnitude is changed because here it is balancing mg and now it is no longer opposite to mg. So actually the tightness of the string is changed in this new scenario when this electrostatic force comes into the picture. So in this part I have mentioned this as T dash and now I am using the symbol T. Now what is happening? Do you think that these two balls will keep on running away? No. This tension force, which is neither vertical nor horizontal, this tension force, two components. That is why resolution of a vector is very important to solve the problems of mechanics. If you resolve this tension force, then two components will be one in this direction and the other in this direction. This force may balance this electrostatic force, and this force may balance this gravitational force, and there is a possibility that this ball again comes in equilibrium and stays at rest at a particular orientation. So if you take this angle as theta, then obviously these two angles are alternating angles. So this angle will also be theta. And if this angle is theta, you know that this component will be T cos theta. And this component will be T sin theta. keep on writing all the important points which I am mentioning here, because you will not get these fine points of mechanics anywhere else. So now another important point. When theta increases, why I am saying when theta increases? Because when A and B are moving away from each other, the theta from the vertical will increase. When theta increases, what is the nature of sine theta? Sine theta also increases, but cos theta, nature of cos theta is it decreases. So that means when the two balls are running away, the theta is changing. Since theta is changing, so sine theta is changing. Sine theta is changing, then t sine theta will change. Theta is increasing, sine theta is increasing, t sine theta is increasing, and there may be a situation when this force balances the electrostatic repulsive force and the ball comes at rest at this position and is not moving in horizontal direction towards right or left. And t cos theta may balance gravity and the ball is at rest. So now the question is, in this situation, before that whatever I explained, that was the analysis of forces. If you don't know that analysis, then actually you will not be able to solve problem. So whatever I have mentioned, pause the video at different places and write all the important points, and after that I tell you what is the question here. So now let me tell you the problem. Question is asking that two balls A and B are in equilibrium under the influence of these three forces, and you have to tell the force of ball A over ball B. So actually you don't need the information about Coulomb's law, its formula or anything else. Just know that it acts along the line joining the two charges. And now the question is giving you mass of the ball as 1 kg. This angle when this equilibrium is achieved is 45 degree, and this tension at the equilibrium is 10 root 2. So let me substitute these values here, and t cos theta will become 10 root, and cos 45 means 1 upon root 2. So it is 10 Newton. 10 t sine theta means 10 again, because 10 root 2 sine 45, 10 root 2, and sine 45 means 1 upon root 2. So that again will come 10 Newton. And m is 1 Newton, so mg will be 1 into gravitational acceleration g, that is 10 Newton. Now I just give you the whole analysis of the forces, that if it is in equilibrium, then actually t cos theta is balancing mg. In vertical direction, t cos theta is balancing mg, and t sine theta is balancing fe. But they are asking you fe only, the force of A over B, and that you can easily calculate. Fe is 10 root 2 sine 45, which comes 10 Newton. So I hope that you got the whole analysis. I explained it in detail. Now you pause the video, write all the points, specifically these forces, why and how a force is acting at a particular place, and then copy the question, copy the diagram, and then the solution of the question. This is the answer. Next question in next class.